Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. My commentary is my opinion and is for entertainment purposes only. Now this is part 2 of the video that I did a couple of days ago, and it's all going to be based on this video that I'm about to show you guys. I did the last video from the perspective that if something happens to Peach, she's alienated all her family. So what will happen to her kids in that event? I'm going to let you all watch this video again, and then I have something else to say. I meant to put it in the last video, but it would have been too long, so this is just part 2.
Why was other children not a part of your family? Because I don't give a fuck about nobody cheering but mine. How about that? Screen record that. I don't give a fuck about nobody kids but mine. If I didn't push them out, fuck them.
So if you guys watch part 1 of this video, then you know that I was talking about Peach and this ignorant comment that she made. If you didn't watch it, then I'll give you a briefing of it. I was stating that for her to make comments like that, she act like she's going to live forever, and she never thinks about her children. And I was saying that if she cares about her children so much, she wouldn't get on the internet and act like this. And I was also saying that if she cared about her children so much, she wouldn't have them estranged from the rest of their family members. But you have to go back and watch it because it was way more said than that. But I'm going to look at this from a different angle, because she has these kids in a bubble. And from what I see, the only outside connections they have with people is when they go to school. She makes ignorant statements like this, like she's going to live forever. And if something does happen to her, who's going to give a fuck about her kids? She says she don't give a fuck about nobody's kids but her own. But who's going to give a fuck about her kids, her 9 kids? Because I honestly believe that if something happens to her, Wood's going to check out. I mean, come on. Who honestly think that Wood is going to just sit around and raise 9 kids by himself? I mean, he already told CPS that he needed help with them now. And she's around part-time. So if something happens to her and Wood is stuck with them 9 kids, I believe he's going to be trying to split them up. He's going to be trying to give something to her mom, his mom. He's going to be trying to split those kids up. And we do know that he has a thing for women, so he's not going to be without a woman. And I don't know of any women. I asked some women, if you had a guy and his wife died and he had 9 kids, would you date him? They'd be like, hell no. So it's going to be hard for him to find a woman in the event that he does find one that's willing to accept 9 kids. Now here comes the issue. Are they going to treat him right? See, you say dumb shit like this, not thinking about your 9 kids, and in the event something happens to you, what will happen to your 9 kids? If Wood ends up with a different woman, are they going to be mistreated? If they end up in somebody else's home, if they end up with Wood's mother or your mother, are they going to be treated right? So you can't put stuff in the atmosphere where it'll come back and karma come back through your kids. Because there is a such thing as karma. And I heard you say on a video, when somebody told you that you was going to get your karma or you were going to reap what you sow, you said, y'all can't curse me. Y'all can't put no curse on me. And then had the nerves to primp your mouth and say, because the God I serve. Girl, please don't ever say that again. Because those blessings that you're getting, they're not from God. God allows the devil to bless you too. And y'all on social media don't understand the difference between blessings from God and blessings from the devil. You think that God would keep blessing you, seeing how it has turned you into this vindictive, ugly demon? God don't bless no mess. When people get blessings from God, they're humble. They show humility. You show everything but that. You take pride in putting out there that you can't stand Wood's kids. You take pride in that. And that's going to come back to hurt you whether you know it or not. That's going to come back to hurt you. You may not live to see it, but your kids may live to see it. See, people don't think when they say and do ignorant stuff for clickbait. They don't think. You have an evil and vile heart, and nothing about God is evil or vile. And Wood has got to be the most simple-minded. I'm starting to think he's slow for real, because for him to let you get on this internet and downplay his kids and talk so cruel about his kids, it shows that he's less of a man. So if something happens to you, I don't think a woman would look at him twice, because he ain't got no backbone, and a woman don't want no weak man. So while you out here putting that in the atmosphere, and you still feel like that because it was just a couple of weeks ago you was talking about his maybe baby, and then come to find out you got a maybe baby. But while you're putting that in the atmosphere, remember, you got 9 babies. You got 9 kids. And while you around here being evil and ignorant, you need to be setting a pattern. You need to be setting the pattern right now, so that if something does happen to you, you know your children will be okay. And you can't count on Wood. Yeah, you can count on him now while you're making them big bucks and you're keeping that money coming in. But if something happens to you and that money dry up and he's stuck with them 9 kids, you have to ask yourself, what's going to happen to my babies? Personally, I pray that if something happens to you, those kids will be okay, because you can't help the parents you're born to. You can't help that. So I pray that they be okay, but your deeds are going to get paid for one way or the other. And if you believe in the Bible, it does speak of cursed generations. So you could be cussing your children and your generations from the way you act. Get to somebody's couch real quick, fast, and in a hurry. And you also need to pray that God gives you grace. You also need to pray that He softens your heart and put love in your heart for more than just a man and your 9 kids. And if you give a fuck about your children, you need to change your ways and be a better person for them, and stop letting them see a toxic ass mom. It don't matter about clothes and toys and all the food you can eat. What they see every day and how you act. I know the older ones have got to be embarrassed. Kids have the internet, and I know at some point they've said, "That's your mama." And you don't think your children will be ashamed of how you act? You sit around here and you haven't given your mother or your siblings or anybody grace. Or are your children going to give you grace when they grow up? Are they going to give you and their dad a pass for the toxic environment that you all have them in? Are you all going to be given grace? But you need to start wondering, if something happened to you, will Wood step up and be a man? Is Wood going to have another woman that's going to be around that ain't going to give a fuck about nobody but their own kids, if they have kids, and mistreat yours? Because Wood has shown that he will allow a woman to mistreat and talk about his kids and won't say a thing. So you have to be careful of the things you say, because sometimes you speak shit into your own life or the lives of your offspring. Well, that's all I have to say, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like my content, you can buy me a coffee or a super thanks. The link's in the description. Feel free to leave a comment, but if the comments are disrespectful, they will be removed and you will be hidden from the channel. And don't forget to hype me up to get me in the algorithm.